Thailand and Cambodia have been locked in a tense border dispute for years, and it's not just about lines on a map. It's about land, pride, and centuries-old temples that both nations claim as their own. The roots of this conflict stretch all the way back to 1907, when France, which was ruling Cambodia at the time, drew a map that Thailand didn't agree with. Since then, what started as a disagreement has flared up into heated debates, skirmishes, and even deadly clashes. Things took a dangerous turn in 2025, when violence broke out between troops, leading to tragic loss of life and forcing families to flee their homes. But this conflict isn't just a local issue anymore. Other nations are watching closely, and some are stepping in. Whether out of friendship, strategic interests, or a desire to keep peace in the region, several countries have thrown their support behind Thailand. In this video, we're breaking down the top 10 countries that are backing Thailand. Who they are, why they're involved, and how they're helping. Stay with us, some of the names on this list might surprise you. Number 10 on our list is Malaysia, and their support for Thailand is all about keeping the region stable and balanced. As the ASEAN chair in 2025, Malaysia has taken on the role of peacekeeper, but it's clear they're leaning slightly toward Thailand. Why? Well, part of it comes down to money and mutual trust. Malaysia and Thailand share a massive $10 billion trade relationship, with over 60% of Malaysia's exports to Thailand being electronics, a huge chunk of its economy. In June 2025, Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim publicly urged both sides to back down. But behind the scenes, Malaysia's long-standing friendship with Thailand tipped the scales. They're offering diplomatic support through ASEAN-led mediation, and sweetening the deal with economic aid in the form of trade agreements. Another reason? China. Malaysia is increasingly wary of Cambodia's close ties with Beijing, especially after China pumped $5 billion into Cambodian infrastructure in 2024. Then came the rocket attacks launched by Cambodia in July 2025, which really shook regional leaders, including Malaysia. And it doesn't stop there. Malaysia is also concerned about Cambodia's internal issues, including troubling human rights reports in 2025 involving suppressed worker strikes. By standing with Thailand, Malaysia is not only reinforcing ASEAN's role in the region, but also pushing back against China's rising influence, all while securing its own economic and strategic interests. Coming in at number 9 is Germany, and their support for Thailand is rooted in two big things: business and shared values. Germany and Thailand have built a strong economic bond over the years, and by 2024, Germany had already invested $2 billion into Thailand's automotive and tech sectors, generating over 10,000 jobs. That's not just an investment, that's a relationship. In fact, Thailand is Germany's top trading partner in Asia, with trade between them reaching a whopping $15 billion in 2023. But it's not just about money. Germany is also offering technical aid, including training programs for Thai workers, helping boost Thailand's local industries. Behind the scenes, Germany's cautious eye is also on Cambodia, especially after Hun Manet took over as Prime Minister in 2023 and steered the country even closer to China. Germany's got concerns. Human rights abuses in Cambodia, like jailing activists, have raised serious red flags. And in June 2025, Germany made its position clear, sending diplomats straight to Bangkok to talk border security and show quiet but firm support for Thailand. Bottom line? Germany sees a stable, democratic Thailand as a smart counter to China's growing reach in Southeast Asia. Backing Thailand doesn't just protect Germany's investments, it also supports a region where predictability and peace are better than the risks of authoritarian volatility next door. At number 8, we've got Brazil, a country you might not expect to be involved in Southeast Asian politics, but they've got solid reasons for backing Thailand. Over the years, Brazil and Thailand have been growing closer, especially through trade. In 2024 alone, Brazil exported $1.5 billion worth of agricultural goods, think soybeans, grains, and more, directly to Thailand. But it's not just about exporting food. Brazil is also giving Thailand a boost through economic partnerships and strong diplomatic support, especially in major platforms like the United Nations. Brazil values regional stability, and to them, Thailand represents a reliable and balanced partner in a region that's becoming increasingly unpredictable. And that brings us to Cambodia. Brazil is wary of Cambodia's growing dependence on China, which has poured in a staggering $34 billion in investments by 2025. Add to that Cambodia's authoritarian leadership and the deadly border attacks in 2025, where 15 Thai civilians were killed, and Brazil's caution makes perfect sense. In July 2025, Brazil's foreign minister flew to Bangkok to talk trade and security, a clear show of support. To Brazil, Thailand is the key to expanding its influence in Asia through ASEAN, while avoiding the instability Cambodia brings to the table. So by backing Thailand, Brazil is protecting its trade interests, reinforcing diplomatic ties, and promoting a more balanced and peaceful Southeast Asia, all while keeping a close eye on Cambodia's growing volatility. Number 7 is the Philippines, and their support for Thailand is all about shared alliances, mutual concerns, and rising regional tensions. As fellow ASEAN members, Thailand and the Philippines have always had strong ties, but things got even tighter in 2025, when both countries signed a $500 million defense deal. This included joint military exercises involving 2,000 troops, a clear message that they're ready to stand together. What's driving this? A major worry about Cambodia's growing closeness to China. With China investing $34 billion into Cambodia by early 2025, both Thailand and the Philippines see a serious power imbalance brewing in the region. The Philippines is stepping up by sharing military intelligence, helping monitor border tensions, and offering economic support through ASEAN trade channels. But it's not just the politics, it's Cambodia's aggressive actions too. In 2025, Cambodia planted landmines along the border, injuring 5 Thai soldiers. An act that didn't sit well with the Philippines at all. They also have deeper concerns about Cambodia's government, especially under Hun Manet's one-party rule, which the Philippines sees as authoritarian and undemocratic. In July 2025, Filipino leaders flew to Bangkok for high-level talks, not just to support Thailand, but to coordinate ASEAN's response and present a united front. By backing Thailand, the Philippines isn't just showing regional solidarity, it's shoring up its own stance against China, especially in the South China Sea, while promoting stronger, more unified leadership within ASEAN. Number 6 is Australia, and their support for Thailand runs deep, built on years of strong economic and defense ties. In 2024, Australia exported over $4 billion worth of goods, including wheat, to Thailand, a 10% jump from the previous year. That's not just trade, it's a partnership that's actively growing. On the defense front, things are even more solid. The two countries participated in the Cobra Gold military exercise in 2025, one of the largest joint drills in the Asia-Pacific, involving 10,000 troops. And behind the scenes, Australia has been busy training 3,000 Thai soldiers and providing military equipment, reinforcing their shared security goals. But it's not all drills and deals. Australia's also deeply concerned about Cambodia. With China pouring $34 billion into Cambodia by 2025, and Cambodia's human rights record worsening, including the jailing of 100 activists in 2024, Australia sees warning signs. Things escalated when Cambodian attacks in July 2025 killed 15 Thai civilians, and earlier landmine incidents in May only raised tensions further. In response, Australian diplomats flew to Bangkok in June 2025 to discuss border security and show clear support for Thailand's position. By backing Thailand, Australia isn't just standing up to Cambodia's aggression, they're reinforcing their influence in ASEAN, countering China's regional ambitions, and protecting both their trade and security interests. It's a calculated move, one that ensures regional stability and aligns with Australia's broader strategy to keep Southeast Asia balanced and free from authoritarian pressure. At number 5, we have South Korea, a key ally for Thailand, thanks to a powerful mix of economic strength and military cooperation. In 2024, South Korea exported a massive $7 billion worth of goods to Thailand, mostly cars, electronics, and high-tech gear. These two nations aren't just trading partners, they're strategic collaborators. In fact, back in 2023, they signed a $1.2 billion defense pact, which included joint military exercises with 1,500 troops. Since then, South Korea has been training Thai soldiers, sharing expertise, and investing heavily in Thailand's tech sector, laying the groundwork for a long-term alliance. But South Korea's interest isn't only about trade. They're also growing increasingly uneasy with Cambodia's close partnership with China, especially since China now funds around 50% of Cambodia's infrastructure projects as of 2025. That kind of dependency raises serious red flags for South Korea. Things really escalated with Cambodia's 2025 landmine attacks, which resulted in the tragic deaths of Thai civilians. South Korea took notice, and took action. In July 2025, South Korean diplomats landed in Bangkok to meet with Thai officials and coordinate on border security. By standing with Thailand, South Korea is doing more than just protecting a friend, they're cementing their influence within ASEAN, pushing back against China's growing dominance, and ensuring a more stable region for their own economic and security interests. At number 4 is the United Kingdom, and their support for Thailand is all about strategic partnerships, protecting investments, and promoting democratic values. In 2024, the UK poured $2 billion into Thailand's energy sector, a move that didn't just boost green growth, it also created 3,000 new jobs. On top of that, UK-Thailand trade hit $5 billion, with nearly 30% of it in machinery and industrial goods. But the UK's involvement isn't just economic, it's diplomatic too. After the deadly clashes in July 2025, where 15 Thai civilians lost their lives, the UK took a firm stance. They used their voice in UN forums to call for peace and supported Thailand's position on the global stage. So, why the concern? A big part of it is Cambodia's increasingly authoritarian government under Hun Manet. Reports from 2024 revealed that at least 70 political dissidents were jailed, raising serious human rights alarms. Add to that China's massive $34.25 billion investment in Cambodia by 2025, and the UK sees a troubling picture forming. Then came the violence, the landmine incidents in May 2025, injuring Thai soldiers, followed by the border attacks in July. These actions didn't just shock Thailand, they deeply concerned British officials, prompting UK diplomats to fly to Bangkok in July to talk stability and security. By backing Thailand, the UK is doing more than defending a partner. They're safeguarding their economic interests, supporting democratic values, and pushing back against China's expanding influence. It's a strategic move to help keep Southeast Asia peaceful and predictable, in the face of Cambodia's increasingly aggressive and unstable politics. Next up, number 3 is Singapore, a small nation with a big voice in the region, and it's throwing its support behind Thailand for some very strategic reasons. The economic ties between the two are impressive. By 2025, Singapore had invested across 5 major sectors in Thailand, creating 5,000 jobs and helping power the local economy. Their bilateral trade hit $12 billion, with electronics making up 55% of that total, a crucial industry for both countries. But Singapore's support doesn't stop at trade. They've been backing Thailand diplomatically too, especially in ASEAN meetings, where they've been actively calling for de-escalation following the July 2025 border clashes that left 15 Thai civilians dead. So what's driving Singapore's concerns? One word: Cambodia, or more specifically, Cambodia's deep dependence on China. In 2025, half of Cambodia's $34 billion in foreign investment came straight from China. That level of influence, combined with Cambodia's aggressive actions like artillery fire in July and landmines injuring Thai soldiers in May, has raised major red flags in Singapore. There's also growing discomfort with Cambodia's authoritarian government under Hun Manet. In 2024, reports surfaced of suppressed protests and silenced dissent, painting a troubling picture of internal instability. Recognizing the stakes, Singapore's Prime Minister Lawrence Wong personally met with Thai leaders in June 2025 to discuss border security and show Singapore's clear alignment with Thailand. By backing Thailand, Singapore is protecting its own investments, reinforcing ASEAN's leadership role, and pushing back against China's growing influence. It's all about keeping Southeast Asia stable, secure, and free from the ripple effects of Cambodia's unpredictable politics and military aggression. At number 2, we have India, a major regional power that's firmly standing with Thailand, and for good reason. India and Thailand share strong economic and defense ties, and in 2024, India exported $6 billion worth of goods, including steel and pharmaceuticals, to Thailand, marking a 15% jump from the previous year. But it's not just about trade. In 2023, the two countries signed a $1 billion defense agreement, paving the way for joint military exercises involving 2,000 troops in 2025. India is also providing military support by sharing border security intel, supplying defense tech, and boosting economic cooperation through strategic trade agreements. So what's got India concerned? The growing presence of China in Cambodia. With $34 billion in Chinese investments pouring into Cambodia by early 2025, and ongoing tensions in the South China Sea, India sees a pattern, and it's one that threatens regional balance. Then came the violence. In July 2025, Cambodia's border attacks killed 15 Thai civilians, and in May, landmine explosions injured Thai soldiers. These acts deeply alarmed Indian officials. On top of that, Cambodia's internal politics are raising red flags. Under Hun Manet's authoritarian rule, at least 70 activists were jailed in 2024, adding to India's distrust. In response, India's foreign minister traveled to Bangkok in July 2025, aiming to strengthen bilateral ties and coordinate on regional security. By backing Thailand, India is taking a clear stand, one that helps counter China's growing influence, protects its trade interests, and promotes ASEAN stability in the face of Cambodia's aggressive and unstable governance. And at number 1, no surprise here, it's the United States. America's support for Thailand is built on a long-standing alliance. In fact, Thailand is one of the US's key treaty allies in Asia, and that partnership runs deep. By 2024, US-Thailand trade had hit an impressive $72 billion, making Thailand the 18th largest trading partner for the US. On the military front, the relationship is just as strong. The massive Cobra Gold military exercise, which brought together 10,000 troops in 2025, is a clear symbol of their joint commitment to defense. Beyond exercises, the US has been actively training 5,000 Thai soldiers and supplying key military equipment, reinforcing Thailand's capabilities. Economically, the US is also backing Thailand through the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, which included a $1 billion investment in 2024 alone. But what's fueling this support even more? A growing concern over Cambodia's close ties with China. With $34 billion in Chinese investments by 2025 and a troubling record on human rights, including the jailing of 100 activists in 2024, Cambodia has become a hot spot for instability. Things took a turn for the worse with the July 2025 border attacks, where 15 Thai civilians were killed, and May's landmine incidents only made things worse. The U.S. responded quickly, issuing travel advisories in July, urging citizens to stay away from Cambodia's border areas. More importantly, the U.S. stood by Thailand diplomatically, offering clear public support. By backing Thailand, the United States isn't just helping an ally, it's also countering China's regional influence, protecting its strategic interests, and promoting peace and stability in Southeast Asia in the face of Cambodia's unpredictable and authoritarian politics. And let's not forget, this conflict between Thailand and Cambodia has already affected so many innocent lives. The fact that 10 countries have stepped up to support peace shows that the world is paying attention. Let's hope cooler heads prevail, and that Thailand and Cambodia find a way to sit down, talk, and resolve this peacefully.